Hello again. This time last year I put together a little mini film vlog thing called Moments, which was at the 2023 BTCC Championship deciding round at Brands Hatch. And it was a little video about why we as photographers are daft enough to do this. Well, this is Moments 2, which is, I suppose, why we keep doing it. Here I am, 3:45 in the morning. I've been on the road for an hour, 4 hours away from Brands Hatch. I haven't slept very well when I went to bed at 11 o'clock and got up at 2, and it's just to go and interview drivers and take photographs. Is that a bit daft? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Let's have a look and see. Stop for a little break at Bishop Stortford, Hull of Ash Sudden, I believe. Now, is that a bit of a portent of what's to come today? Apparently, I'm about 45 minutes away from Brands Hatch, which is good.
Here we go. Come on, Mike. I'm just going to carry it with me for this. Might be easier. All right, people. A lot of people. Where are we going to go? I'm going to go this side and try to squeeze in. Now.
First red flag of the day. And I'm red flagging already. It's race 2. We've already had the Porsches. This is the Formula 4. No surprise there. 6-hour drive down here for me. After about an hour's sleep, 2.5 hour stints. Couldn't sleep last night. It's like Christmas morning, isn't it? The tension that I expect down the paddock for the final day of the season didn't actually feel that bad, actually. But not bad, but didn't feel that tense, didn't feel that. Maybe it's the biting cold getting to people. But it's quite a slow start of the day, actually. I shot the Porsches at Clearways now, come down to Stirling for the Formula 4. I'm going to work around here for the first touring-car race of the weekend because the championship can't be won. I don't need to run back to the pits like I will for race 2 and race 3. Snack time though. For race 1, the plan was simple. I shot at the Brands Indy circuit earlier in the year and I wanted to shoot some of the GP circuits, so I started at Stirling's, moved along Clearways before cutting through the woods to get the cars coming out of Surtees onto the Grand Prix loop. Standing at Stirling's with no trackside commentary, no video screens, no internet work, and I only knew about the first lap accident taking Ash Sutton out of the race in the championship because Marshall told me. After a good few laps of safety car, it was obvious that Colin Turkington would let teammate Jake Hill through into the lead and for the win. And then he held off Tom Ingram as you would expect once he got through. The day was becoming tight. From here on in, I had to end the sessions in the pit lane in case the title was won. From the inside of Druids, I went back up towards the paddock entrance tunnels and along the access road with a view of Graham Hill Bend before hitting pit road. Ingram through. The crowd were well into it. Once Tom grabbed the lead from Jake, there was excitement in the air. It was a superb drive that left the title on the edge. 1 point between the drivers, one race to go. Yeah, you could feel the tension now. Along the Cooper Straight, then back to the pits to see the new champion was the plan. The muddy arse part wasn't. We had a good view of the TV screens along the way, so I knew what was going on. All the photographers where I was, which was Peter, Matt and Mark, they like myself were convinced the title was going to Ingram early in the race as he lurched away. But the drive that Hill pulled off to come through the field second behind Sutton was awesome, truly. And it was a bit dark.
So proud of you, man. Well done. That's the picture. Rat boy.
Over to Matthew Doble climbs aboard the top step of the podium. A hearty handshake with Jake Hill. Mickey Butler presents the winner's trophy in the hands of our shuttle. The champagne shower on the podium for round 30. And not surprisingly, the target of Josh Cook and of our shuttle is Jake Hill. And he doesn't care. Of course he doesn't care. And everybody just thinks he's done champagne on the local guy, Jake Hill. What a lovely scene here on the podium for round 30 of the championship. So the drivers will make their way off the podium now. That's it, guys. If they can come off the podium, we're going to get the podium ready for the next thing that will happen, which will hand out is this hugely historic trophy. It is the Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship podium. And the 2024 Quick Fit British Touring Car Champion is Jake Hill! And the Chief Executive gets a hug from Jake. He's from Tunbridge Wells, just down the road. He's been coming to Brands Hatch.
That was probably a good shot, didn't you?
The next award is for the 2024 Independent Champion. Trophy in Aaron's hand, and the 2024 Independent Champion is Aaron Taylor-Smith. 2022, 2023 and 2024 as well. Steve Richardson, the MD of Napa Racing, and Peter Osborne, the team principal. Well done, congratulations, as they make their way.
It sounds amazing. I just hasn't sunk in yet, you know. I mean, yeah, it's everything I wanted and more, you know. So I'm overwhelmed. I really am. The support has been amazing. So yeah, I'm speechless.
An amazing last race in the wet and going dark as well. You dragged everything out of that car.
I did. I threw the world in it, you know. But ultimately, we had a pace deficit to Tom in the drive, and when it rained, and it didn't even rain. It just, you know, we've just had this wet floor. It's not really raining. It's just been misty all day in the afternoon, and I knew that this is the car to have. You know, ultimately, it's not wet enough to keep those front tyres alive for most front-wheel drive cars. So, you know, we just had the perfect car. I mean, Ash was obviously up the road, but I just wanted to protect it. I didn't want anything to go wrong. So, yeah, we just brought it home.
An incredible move to pass Josh Cook as well. That was audacious.
Yeah, both of them were pretty good, you know. So, yeah, the one to pass Tom was obviously pretty good, but they just hadn't figured out that the outside was so much faster, and for the BMW the traction advantage we had was mega. So yeah, he gave me a little squeeze, but do you know what the funny thing is? In 22, when he won his championship, I was the bloke on the inside and I gave him the room, and so respectfully he did the same.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you crossed the line, everybody's asking this question, obviously we could see on the TV coverage, very emotional. What was, as you were coming up for this last half of the lap, was it just keep it on the road, Jake, keep it on the road, Jake?
It sort of, the emotions started to hit me as I exited Stirling's, and I made my way to the last corner into Clearways. That's when the emotions really started to, you know, I was getting a bit teary-eyed there coming into the last corner. I was like, don't lob it off, for God's sake, you know. So yeah, we just brought it home, mate. But yeah, as we crossed the line, it's an amazing experience.
We've spoken at every round this season. I've spoken to you when it's been going your way and when it hasn't. To put that all into perspective, you're holding the trophy. That's the job done, isn't it?
Job done. Job ticked. You know, I mean, ultimately we've had a fantastic last race here at Brands, and we've had an amazing weekend. weekend. I mean, we've had a win and 2 seconds, haven't we? I don't know, is it? Yeah. So, well, you know, that's up there with some of my best scoring weekends ever. But it happened when I needed to the most.
Absolutely. Obviously, your dad's been in tears as well. It's been a family effort. What does it mean to you and to the family to finally have this on the mantelpiece at home?
Yeah, I mean, it lives on the mantelpiece for one day and then it goes back. But it's, yeah, I mean, of course, it's an amazing thing. It's just made everything worth it. You know, I mean, it's just been such a fight. You know, the last 15 years to even stay on the grid, and you know, we've made it happen.
Any idea how you might celebrate?
I can imagine there's probably a lot of alcohol involved.
Congratulations, Jake. Really well done.
Thank you.
So the emotions crossing the line?
Just relief, happiness, pride, mixture of all those things. You know, it's you know, anyone who knows the story, it's been a long and very challenging journey at times, but thanks to some incredible people have supported Jake and seen the talent that I knew that was there, and got behind him. And I guess the only credit I'll take is I'm a stubborn so-and-so, and I wouldn't give up on him. And I just knew that we could do this one day. It took a while, but we got there, and I think he drove a champion's race in that last race, especially.
Did you have a bit of a cry?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, I had a little bit of a cry before the line on the last lap. It was just sort of getting to me, and then a friend of mine he said to me, "You'll have one of 3 reactions. You're either going to burst into tears, scream and shout, or go quiet." And he looked at me, he went, "It won't be the last one, I know." But
never has been, has it? But at what point did you know? At what time? At what point in the race was it in your bones that you know it was sealed? I
think when it was obvious he was going forward as well as he was. Once he pulled a couple of the moves, I can't remember who it was on around the outside at Surtees. I thought, this car's hooked, you know. And then he dropped Josh, and Josh had a load of hybrid, and I thought, yeah, that's cool. And then obviously it helped that Tom clearly didn't have any pace today in that last race, because he was going back, a couple of other people overtook him. And then of course he gave us a bit of a points buffer. And he could have, you know, in theory, he could have backed off and let Josh pass. And obviously he backed off a bit, but not too much. I would have smacked him otherwise. But no, I think it was. It was about what you would have. When you look at any championship, Mick, you've followed motorsport a long time of all sorts, like I have. We could sit there and debate champions over the years in any form of motorsport, and what I think we all agree is you want to see the guy that's won the most races, had the most podiums, and driven the most committed race that he did at the end there. Then you go, fair play, you earned that, mate. You know, you did it the right way. Didn't luck into it. You know, Tom and Ash have had some brilliant races. They've been super quick, and obviously not just them, but the rest of the guys that were up there. But you know, we kept it together. You know, when we had difficult days, he brushed himself off, and you know, here in May it was a horrible day, and he was like, right, we've got to work hard. They spent literally days and days going over every bit of data and found a solution. Went out, snap, put it on pole, and won 2 races. So that's what you do. You have to work, don't you? So.
I mean, Jake's psychological thing this season is he seems to have stepped up a level in terms of being hyper focused. When I spoke to him earlier in the year, you know, about getting in the car before it goes out of the garage and all that kind of thing. But what does it feel like as a dad to see all that emotion finally pour out at the end?
I mean, I think the thing that was really, really impressive with me, I tried to be, it's impossible to be objective. You can't, it's your family, you know, and it's not just that, but we've been through the journey of motorsport together, not just the, you know, obvious father-son relationship. It was the fact that there was just something from the beginning about his attitude this year, the way they worked as a team, the crew that he's got on the car have been such a brilliant group of people. But he definitely, there was a calmness and a maturity and an intelligence in his driving. Where, you know, I always felt that when I spoke to people, good journalists like yourself would say, honestly, Jake's one of the quickest guys out there, but. And I think this year he's managed to overcome the but part of it, that he's actually now a more rounded, complete driver, and I've no doubt he's just going to go onwards and upwards from there.
I was going to say that's some setup for next year. Once you've done it, the levels we've seen with Tom, we've seen with Ash, once you've done it, the level steps up another thingy. So Is he staying with BMW next year?
I would imagine so, but that's not in my remit. That's Jake and his managers and BMW's conversation.
Yeah.
I would hope so. I personally think they're the best team in the paddock on the grid. And Dick Bennett's is a legend, as we know, and so is everyone that works with him. So, yeah, I'd love him to stay, and we'd love to see number 1 on that car next year.
Oh, that's the thing, number 1. Oh, we're going to get you into the commentary box again.
I'd like to.
Especially a day like this when we cut slicks.
Yeah.
Do you like doing really cut slicks?
I love my commentary time. It was great fun. I worked with some amazing people, and I'd love to do it every now and again. I've got so much to do with Jake's stuff that I couldn't commit to anything. So a one-off here and there, yeah, love it. Yeah, love it. We'll have to do it together, Mick, one day.
Why, aye.
They'd never tell us apart, would they? So when I used to do a hind off. So you two sound too
well, he's from south of the river, so it's posh.
Oh, is he?
And there'd be far too many fucks from me.
I tell you what, if you northeastern folk, it's far too complicated. I thought London was complicated. Woolly backs and Backhams and God knows what else. Well, I don't know what one's what, you know. But Geordies, yeah, they're all good people up there. But yeah, anyway.
Not the fucking Geordies.
Right, and on
brilliant.
Lovely to see you, man.
Fantastic.
Thanks for your support.
Why, aye. You give us a hug.
Yeah.
You have a good year, and I'll see you. Autosport. How does that set you up going into the off season?
Whenever you lose a championship or have to hand the trophy over, it makes you want it even more. I mean, it's yeah, shame obviously that we couldn't do the double again, but yeah, I mean, we've not obviously had the ultimate pace. We've had our good share of bad luck this year as well. So I mean, we'll just come back stronger. I mean, the team are going to obviously work even harder with the car and try and find that little bit that we've potentially been missing. And yeah, we'll no doubt there'll be some rule changes in there that'll spice it back up, and just like there was this year, and we'll see what we can do.
That last race, obviously a win. How does that finish the year off for you?
It was a perfect way to sign it off. It was left as a what if day though. I mean, if we didn't get taken out in race 1, the pace that I felt we've had all weekend, I felt like 3 race wins were on the table today, and 3 fastest laps. We had a phenomenal car, but just again our fair share of bad luck in race 1 led to trying to fight it back, and to get the win and sign it off and sign off that number 1 with a win was awesome.
And parties, drinks.
I think we got a team curry, and no doubt there'll be some drinks after. So yeah, I think we're all going over to hospitality in a minute.
So does that mean that there's no hangover this year?
Not this year. Got a few other things keeping me a little bit more occupied. So
yeah. Fantastic.
Cheers, Rick.
Why aye. There we are. Moments. Madness. It's 22 minutes past 3 on a Monday and 1. I left at work 2:45 yesterday. I am goosed. I've had a nap on the way home, yeah, but I'll tell you something. At this age, why the hell do I keep doing this? You know, next year, I hope that the championship's dominated by somebody, and that they've got the title at Silverstone, so I can sack off. Good night. Fuck off.